This is lesson 2, and we're looking at the vertex form of a quadratic relation. It's section 5.5 in your textbook. So we know that quadratic relations can be shown two different ways, and today you're going to find out there's an actual third way that you can express a quadratic relation. So let's start with what we know. We know standard form of a quadratic would look like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We know factored form is y equals a x minus r times x minus s. Okay, and what's new is vertex form. So that is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So let's go back to standard form, and what we can pull out of standard form that's a property of our parabola is that c value. We know that's the y-intercept, and that makes standard form useful. And out of factored form, I can pull out the zeros, which we know zeros are r and s. And then what makes vertex form special is that obviously with the name vertex, we can take the vertex out, which is hk. Now, h and k individually also give us information about the parabola. The h we know is the axis of symmetry as well. And we also know that the k is that optimum value. So understanding that can help you when we get to word problems about quadratics. And then all three of them have that a value. And we know the a value is useful because it tells us the direction of opening. All right, so we're going to get comfortable with vertex form today, and we're going to start by writing the equation. So to write a quadratic in vertex form, two things are needed. We need the a value and we need the vertex. If we have those two things, we can write the equation. So in our first example, it says to determine the equation of a quadratic relation given a equals 3 and vertex 4, negative 5. So those are the two things I need. I'm just going to rewrite vertex form right here. So I have it in my same screen. I know you guys can still see it on your page because we're just getting used to that form. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is similar to what we did in factored form. When we were making the equation, we listed what we needed just along the side. So we need the a, we need the h, and we need the k. So I have the a as 3, I have the h as 4, and I have the k as negative 5. Next, I'm just going to write the general form. And then I'm going to put each of the values into the associated variable. So it's going to be y equals 3 bracket x. Now it's x subtract h, and h is 4. That's squared plus a negative 5. Well, we know we don't want a double sign. That would reduce or simplify just to a subtract symbol. So that's what I'm going to put in, subtract 5. Okay, and we're done. Okay, let's try the next one. So we know to write an equation in vertex form, I need three things. I need a, I need h, and I need k. A is negative 2, h is negative 2 as well, and k is 0. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll sub it in. So y equals, I'm going to look at the red up here, so I'm going to sub in right away. A is negative 2, x minus a negative 2, and again, we know that two negatives make a positive, so I'm going to put that in right away. And then that's squared plus 0. So I actually don't have to put that plus 0 in. to the k value, we know that if I rewrite it as x plus 2 squared, that it's not there. And this is interesting because this is also factored form. So when our k value is 0, we know that the vertex is also an x-intercept. And it's only one at x-intercept, so the vertex sits right on that x-axis. So that's interesting because then vertex form and factored form are the exact same. Okay, let's take a look at our next information we're given. A is 5/8, h is 0, and k is 3. So again, I'm going to use this red general form up here. I'm going to start right into substitution. So it's y equals a is 5/8 times x minus 0 squared plus 3. And then I don't need to have that 0 in there, so let's go ahead and rewrite it. So that's 5/8 x squared plus 3. All right, when I look at this, it doesn't look like vertex form anymore. It looks like standard form where the bx value is missing, right? The bx value is missing. So what's special about this, the vertex is 0, 3. That is also going to be my y-intercept. That's also the y-intercept. So this would be a parabola, if I do a quick sketch, where the vertex is also the y-intercept at 3, and it's opening up. And so that's what the resulting equation looks like when that happens. And it also looks like it's in standard form as well as vertex form. So that's kind of neat. So you need to be able to recognize that all 3 of those equations that came up, this one's the most obvious, that's obviously vertex form, but you should be able to recognize that this is also vertex form, but the k value is 0, and this is also vertex form, but the h value is 0. And then again, for B, this equation could also be considered factored form, and for C, this equation could also be considered in standard form. And look at that, C value is 3, right? And we said that 0, 3, that's the y-intercept. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to keep looking at those 3 equations we made that I highlighted, and we're going to determine the maximum or minimum value for each question above. So for A, or let's remember that maximum or minimum, we're talking about the optimum value, and the optimum value is k, which is the y value of the vertex. All right, so I know then that this value right here, that's going to be the optimum value. Is it a max or min? So to determine that, I look at to my a value. My a value is positive. So since this parabola is opening up, I know -5 is a minimum. Because remember, when a parabola opens up, that -5 is the lowest possible value. All right, for B, I look to my k value. There's nothing there, so I know that it's 0. And this parabola, if I look to my A, is opening down, so then this is a maximum value. Okay, for C, my optimum value is 3. This parabola is opening up, so then 3 is a minimum. All right, let's look at example 3. They have the same instructions as example 1. We're going to determine the equation of a quadratic relation. So since we're determining the equation, we simply list our A, our H, and our K. Those are the 2 things we needed, A value and the vertex. All right, so the vertex is -3, 2. Let's put that in for H and K. And I am given a point, -114. So we don't have our A value. That means we have to find it. So we're going to find it by doing similar to what we did for factored form. We're going to start with the general form of vertex, quadratic equation in vertex form, and I'll sub in what I know. So I don't know y, I don't know a, I don't know x, but I do know h. H is a -3, so when I sub it in, we know it becomes a +3 squared, and k is a +2. And then I'm going to sub in the point -114 to find my a value. So -1 is my x, and 14 is my y. So 14 will go in at y, and then we'll leave a, because that's what we're finding. X is -1 plus 3 squared plus 2. All right, so now we have -1 plus 3. So we solve, we need to simplify this to find a. We're going to start by solving inside the bracket. No, -1 plus 3 is 2, and that's squared plus 2. Now, to get a by itself, I'm going to need to move this plus 2 to the other side. So I'm going to do that right now. Subtract both sides by 2. So I'm going to get 14 minus 2 equals, and then this 2 squared I'm going to answer. So 2 squared is 4, and I like to write the 4 in front of the a, right? Instead of a times 4, I like to write 4 times a. Okay, so we got 14 minus 2 equals 4a. So now I'm going to get the answer. 14 minus 2 is 12 equals 4a. We'll divide both sides by 4, and we get a to be 3. Okay, and so the last thing we need to do is just write the new equation. So the new equation will be y equals, the a value is 3, x plus 3 squared plus 2. All right, looks great. Let's turn the page and see. We have another one that we're going to practice here. So I would suggest you turn your video off, see if you can do this one on your own, or you can keep following with me if you're still not too sure. So start by writing down the 3 things we need, a, h, k, really 2 things, vertex and the a value. So I have the vertex, let's put it in. We have 5 and -3, and I don't have my a, but I do have a point that is on the parabola. Okay, so then we'll write our general form, y equals a, x minus h squared plus k. The more times you write this down, the more it'll get in your memory. Okay, y equals, we don't know a, but we do know h is 5, and k is -3. And we're going to sub in the point 1, -8. Okay, my x value is 1, and my y value is -8. So -8 will go in at y, 1 will go in at x. Okay, we solve the bracket first, and you can actually move that subtract 3 over right now. So the subtract 3 is a plus 3 on both sides, and 1 minus 4 is a -4 squared. Make sure you keep that in brackets to show it's being multiplied by a. So -8 plus 3 is a -5, and -4 squared is going to be 16. So it's a times 16, but I like to write it 16 times a. Okay, we divide both sides by 16. So then a is -5 over 16. And then our last step, we'll write our equation. So y equals -5 over 16, x minus 5 squared minus 3. All right, I'm going to pause the video here, and when I come back, we'll finish up with example 4 and example 5.